Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, good morning. Thanks for joining this morning. Let's continue reading the last few slokas of Śrī Vṛndāvana Mahimamrita by Prabodhananda Saraswati. This is Shataka 3, the last few slokas. Nana Divya Vichitra Varna Dhanubir Divyanga Ragasrag A Kalper Divya Kishora Mohana Vayah Shobha Chamatkaridihi Divyaneka Kalati Kaushala Kritanadbhir Nija Priyeshah Premanandihi Parimandite Ati Lalita Radhashaki Mandalaihi. Sri Radha, who is blinded by the love of her beloved, is surrounded by her gopi friends. She is decorated with various transcendental cosmetics, flower garlands, and garments. Her bodily hue is incomparably beautiful. She appears like a most enchanting fresh youth, and she is expert in many artistic skills. Charu Shroni Bharer Valitraya Valat Kshamodharir Mohana Kara Sri Sthana Yugma Kanchuka Lasan Muktavali Manditaihi Tatanka Duti Deepta Ganda Mukuraihi Sri Nasikagra Spurad Ratna Swarna Nibadha Mautika Varer Kantya Jagan Mohanihi. The waists of the Vṛndāvana gopis are thin. Their stomachs are decorated with 3 lines. The reflections of pearls fall on the bodies that covers their breasts. Their necks are illuminated with jeweled necklaces. The tips of their noses are decorated with pearl-studded gold rings, and their bodily effulgences bewilders the entire world. The glorifying Radharani as usual and also glorifying the gopis. Preshta Dvandva Mahaprasada Vasana Kalpasrag Adi Ujvalais Tapta Swarnasu Gaura Mohana Thanu Jyotir Jagat Purakaihi Radha-Kṛṣṇa Padaravinda Parama Premaika Jiva Tubhi Tat Tad Divya Nijadikara Kalaya Pranadvaya Prinanaihi. They have become more glorified by accepting the remnants of their beloved Lord, such as footsteps, garments, and flower garlands. They fill the entire world with their golden bodily rays. Their only life and soul is the lotus feet of Śrī Śrī Rādhā and Krishna. And as such they please their beloved, their lordship by their respective artistic skills. So this is all about Gopiks, the Gopis of Vrindavan, where they were, their entire life and soul is to have Śrī Radha and Krishna enjoy their pastimes. And they do this with their respective artistic skills. All the Gopis are very skilled and they try to bring joy to Krishna and Radha. According to Srila Rupa Goswami, there are 3 categories of gopis: sadhana siddhas, nitya siddhas, and devis. The sadhana siddhas, such as the Dandakaranya sages, the personified Vedas, and other perfected sages, become gopis by engaging in devotional service. So this section is explaining the categories of gopis and who they are. There are 3 categories of gopis, that is sadhana siddhas, second is nitya siddhas, and third one is called devis. There are demigods, goddesses, demigoddesses. The sadhana siddhas, such as the Dandakaranya sages. Dandakaranya means we have to connect to Ramayana. In the Ramayana, when the sages saw Krishna, they had a desire of wanting to embrace Krishna. Therefore, Krishna said, well, not in this lifetime, not in this pastime. I'll be appearing again later in the next yuga. That time you can do so. So the sages became gopis. They are the sadhana siddhas. Now, Nitya Siddhas or Nitya Priya are the eternal dear liberated gopis of whom Srimati Radharani and Chandravali are chief. The Devis, Nitya Siddhas, are the one which is permanently there, eternally there, assisting Radha and Krishna in the spiritual world. The Devis become gopis in the following way. By a plenary expansion, Sri Krishna incarnates in the heavenly planets to please the demigods. His eternally dear liberated gopi associates also appear with Krishna by their partial expansions as demigoddesses. The residents of the heavenly planets who understand the real identity of their demigoddesses can take birth in Vraja as Gopi, friends of these liberated gopis. Countless gopis inhabit the spiritual planet of Krishna Loka. But for references point, the Skanda Purana states that there are 3 billion gopis of each 8 or principle. So again, 3 categories of gopis, sadhana, nitya, and devis. Sadhanas are the one who took birth from the time of Ramayana, and nitya siddhas are eternally present there, and devis are the one which present in the Devaloka, and they appear over here in this world. But then Skanda Purana says there are 3 billion gopis, and out of that are the 8 other principal one that we see in Mayapur temple, the 8 gopis. Nitya Priya, the eternally dearest gopis, the personal associates of Radharani. The gopi dances of Vraja are direct expansion of her body. These expansions of Srimati Radharani are necessary for enhancing the pleasure potency of Sri Krishna. The transcendental exchanges of love are the super excellent affairs of the pastimes of Vṛndāvana. By these expansions of Srimati Radharani's personal body, she helps Lord Krishna taste the rasa dance and similar other activities. The pastimes of Srimati Radharani and Krishna are self-effulgent. They are happiness personified, unlimited, and all-powerful. Even so, the spiritual humors of such pastimes are never complete without the gopis, the Lord's personal friends. Without the gopis, these pastimes between Radha and Krishna cannot be nourished. The Nitya Priya Gopis are transcendental reservoirs of eternal beauty, expertise, all spiritual qualities, and the great opulences of intense love of Krishna. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who resides in his own realm, Golaka, with Radharani, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency, Hladini. Their companions are her confident, who embody extensions of her bodily form and who are imbued and permeated with ever blissful spiritual rasa. All the other gopis help increase the joy of Krishna's pastime with Radharani. The gopis act as instruments of their mutual enjoyment. Now it goes into another section where it says 5 groups of gopis. The gopi friends, the gopi friends of Sri Radha are divided into 5 groups that always attracts Lord Madhava with their super excellent transcendental qualities and beautiful personal embellishment. Number 1, Sakhīs, they are ordinary female friends like Vrinda, Dhanishtha, and Kusumika. So the 5 gopis been explained here. The first one is called Sakhīs, and example names are friends like Vrinda, Dhanishtha, and Kusumika. 2, Nitya Sakhīs, eternal friends like Manimanjari and Kasturi. Number 3, Prana Sakhīs, intimate bosom friends, as dear as life, like Sashi, Mukhi, Vasanti, Lasika. Number 4, Priya Sakhīs. So the number 1 is Sakhīs, second one is Nitya Sakhīs, third one is Prana Sakhīs, and now we are going to fourth one, Priya Sakhīs. Priya Sakhīs are the dear friends like Kamala, Madhavi, Malati. And the fifth category of group of gopis are Paramas Preshta Sakhīs. Sakhīs, Nitya Sakhīs, Prana Sakhi, Priya Sakhi, Paramas Preshta Sakhīs are the four most dearest and most beloved friends of Sri Radha, represented by Aṣṭa-sakhīs, 8 main gopis. They are Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Tungavidya, Induleka, Rangadevi, and Sudevi. So those are the 5 things, 5 groups of gopis. The Aṣṭa-sakhīs display the zenith of spiritual love for the divine couple, Śrī Śrī Rādhā-Kṛṣṇa Chandra. To increase the transcendental ecstasy of Radha and Krishna, the Parama-Preshta-sakhīs, who are the Parama-Preshta-sakhīs? The Aṣṭa-sakhīs, right? Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Tungavidya, Indruleka, Rangadevi, and Sudevi. To increase the transcendental ecstasy of Krishna, they show partiality. Sometimes they favor Krishna, sometimes Radha. These 8 gopis are the leaders of all the other gopis. In whatever time, place, and circumstances, these gopis are placed, their most exalted and intense love for the transcendental divine couple is always very easy to see. Although these 8 gopis are the leaders of many other gopis, because they are very greedy to earn Sri Krishna's love, they always serve Radha and try to please her in every possible way. It's quite interesting. They seem to be, these 8 gopis are, even though they try to favor Krishna one time and Radha one time, they have some soft corner or they are biased towards Radharani. They always side towards Radharani. Although these 8 gopis are leaders of many other gopis, because they are very greedy to earn Sri Radha's love, they always serve Radha and try to please her in every way possible. So therefore, we can see here, even in Krishna consciousness, spiritual world, greed is there, but their greed is to just increase Radharani's love for each other, their pastimes. That's why they have that greed. Besides these 5 categories, there are hundreds of groups of beautiful doe-eyed gopis with hundreds and thousands of charming girls in each group. There are actually unlimited groups with 100 gopis in each group. The Aṣṭa-sakhīs, Lalita, Vishaka, etc., Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Tungavidya, Indraleka, Ranga, Devi, and Sudevi are individual groups leaders, but they prefer to serve under the group of command of Sri Radha. Some of the Gopi group leaders act as Srimati Radharani's friends. Some are neutral. Some, like Chandravali, Padma, and Saibhya, are Radha rivals. Quite interesting. We read one more section here. The lotus-eyed gopis of Gokula descended to this material world to enjoy amorous pastimes with Krishna. The crest jewel of those expert are relishing transcendental mellows, and the enemy of king comes up. Unaware that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, the Vraja gopis thought that he was a human son of Vraja's Krishna, King Nanda. This firm conviction of the gopis was a symptom of their great love for Krishna. A symptom rarely, even the atheists do not believe that Krishna is Krishna. They think as a human, ordinary human. But that understanding is different from this understanding. Here they have love for Krishna. The gopis have love for Krishna, whereas the others, the atheists, hate Krishna. Right? So we should not think that this and that is same, because both are thinking Krishna as an ordinary human being. That's not how we should understand this thing. The gopis in Vrindavan were neither highly learned scholars nor mystic yogis. They had spontaneous love for the Lord, and thus he became their heart and soul. And the gopis also became the heart and soul of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya approved the relationship of the gopis with Lord as supreme. The highest examples of pure devotional service is that of the gopis in Vrindavan. They are not interested in understanding Krishna but only in loving him. That platform of love was the pure state of devotional service. Even though the gopis were so much in love with Krishna that they jumped over the path of religious principles to become his lovers, Arundhati and the other great chaste women offer them all respect and worship. Even though the Arundhati is one of the great mother and wife of sage Vasishtha, even though they worship the gopis, even though the gopis are country girls living in the rural area of Vrindavana forest, the slight fragrance of their sweetness has dissolved the great beauty and opulences of the goddess of fortune. That is why when Krishna went Dwaraka, the queens of Dwaraka are very much worried that if Krishna goes to Vrindavan, he will never come back again. They are afraid about that always. So the exalted position of the gopis is very rare in the three world. I pray that these gopi friends of Krishna may grant transcendental happiness to you. What I'm reading is there's another book is called The Appreciation of Sri Vrindavan Dhama by Mahanidhi Swami. This one. Hope you can see this one. And it's a collection of passages from Srila Prabhupada's writing and other books on specifically on Vrindavan. Somehow or other, just connect with Krishna. Just like the gopis, they liked Krishna, but they did not know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. They liked Krishna because he was a very funny young boy, very beautiful, and so these girls were attracted. Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Aṣṭa-sakhī ki jai, Radha Rani ki jai, Radhika Krishna Chandra ki jai, all the gopis ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Thank you all very much. Let's continue the chanting. Hare Krishna.